Welcome to Get to the Hook. I am your co-host, Charles Latibeaudiere.
And I am your co-host, Eric Colley.
And this week, the hook, the Grammys, a.k.a. Billie Eilish night. Although, I think this year, or next year's Grammys, because it will go down in February, will be a little different. I think we're going to see some new faces.
I think so. I think you see that a little bit in the nominations already.
Yeah, which is good. This is where we always talk, when we talk about the Grammys, we say, like, it feels stale because they have their little pets that they love to bring up there, and some of them are deserving, but you like to see fresh faces. And
give somebody else a chance.
Give some new artists a chance, and I think that may happen. Although, doesn't mean Billie isn't going to be there.
Oh, she's definitely going to be there. She is one of the nominees. She could win. Let's go through the big four categories, as they're called. It's Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best New Artist.
And I just want to say to you guys, like, what I love about doing this episode with Eric is, yes, we'll go through the main categories, but Eric digs deep and finds the juicy ones that I don't even know what he's going to talk about.
I've got one you are going to love. It is one of my favorite things to happen in music this year. A certain nomination.
All right.
We'll get to it.
All right.
Get to it.
So stay tuned for that. All right. The big categories.
Let's just do Album of the Year. That is the big one. That is the Best Picture. That is the one everybody wants. The one that Beyonce finally won last year after years of trying.
So we can scratch that off the list. We don't have to worry about that and have everybody
Beyonce
wringing their
and
hands about it.
There's no Taylor Swift this year. I've seen some people online being upset that Life of a Showgirl was not nominated. It can't be nominated because the cutoff date for eligibility this year, I think, ran from September 1st of last year to August 31st of this year. Taylor's album came out after that, so she would be nominated next year. So 2027, she could win her 5th Album of the Year, maybe. Mm-hmm. So this year, the thing that's really cool about this year's Album of the Year nominees, it is a lot of A-list heavy hitters. None of them have ever won Album of the Year before. So whoever gets it, it's going to be a first-timer. And it's going to be deserved because between them, these nominees have well over a dozen Album of the Year nominations, and none of them have ever won. So let's do them alphabetically.
That is awesome.
The way the Grammys list them.
Well done.
Alphabetically first, Bad Bunny has his 2nd Album of the Year nomination for Debí Tirar Más Fotos. And when we talked about Bad Bunny a few weeks ago, I said that his album Un Verano Sin Ti in 2022 was the first Latin language album to get an Album of the Year nomination. This is now the 2nd.
That's pretty, and keep in mind the timing of this. The Grammys usually fall, a week or two before the Super Bowl halftime, where he's already going to be all the buzz. So I don't know if that cuts in his favor or not. I don't think it really matters. I don't think the Grammys I don't think they make their choice based on other events.
No, they don't.
Right.
But last year, Kendrick Lamar got Song and Record of the Year for Not Like Us and did the halftime show. So maybe Bad Bunny will get it.
Maybe a trend?
We'll see. Clips got an Album of the Year nomination, which it was really cool to see that. Their reunion album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips, the rap duo of Malice and Pusha T. Pusha T is a big artist as a solo act. After many years apart, they came back, did a reunion album that was really good, and got them an Album of the Year nomination, which was
well-deserved.
Well-deserved. I think a lot of people didn't expect it to really happen. They hoped it would, didn't think it would. It has happened. Justin Bieber got an Album of the Year nomination. He's been nominated several times before, has never won. His album Swag is nominated. I think, when we get through all these, we'll pick what we think is going to win, but I'm just going to spoiler. I'm going to say it now, what I think is definitely going to win. It's somebody who's been up for Album of the Year, I think 4 times before, has shockingly never won, and I think it's going to be his night, just like it was this past Grammys. Talking about Kendrick, GNX, came out late last year, but like Taylor Swift, it was this year's eligibility. And I think he's in a strong position. He's also got Song and Record of the Year nominations, could also win those. For this song with SZA, this is Luther.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't give it nobody no sympathy. I'll take away the pain, I'll give you everything.
I know Kendrick had a big night at the Grammys this year, but last year's awards.
Right.
I think it's going to be his night again.
I agree.
Commercially, critically, culturally, I think he just dominated the past year.
Right. That album
song
checked all the boxes.
That song was #1 for 13 weeks, longest running #1 hit of the year. And it's a good song.
Yeah.
And it's got the history in it because of the Luther Vandross and Cheryl Lynn sample in it. People love SZA. And GNX to me, I think probably is the album of the year. I mean, of these nominees.
Yeah.
Like Well, let's get through the rest of them. Lady Gaga, I was surprised she has never won Album of the Year. She's had
never
multiple
won Album of the
nominations.
Year?
No, her last nomination was her album with Tony Bennett. Actually, did not win. So her album Mayhem that came out this year, up for Album of the Year.
Wow. I would have lost that one in final.
Would have thought she would have won it. I would have thought Kendrick would have gotten it already.
Gun to my head, I would have lost that. Anyway.
Next one, this was sort of the newcomer. This is the one that sort of surprised a lot of people and is sort of the dark horse in the competition here. Leon Thomas had a big breakout year. He was on Victorious.
Album of the Year?
He is nominated for
Nomination?
Album of the
Wow.
Year. And the big hit, the title track from the album, this is his breakthrough hit. This is Mutt.
She said, take your time, what's the rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
I like him. I like that
I
song.
like it a lot, yeah.
We're going to get to Best New Artist later. He is nominated for Best New Artist this year. He is the only one of the Best New Artist nominees to also get an Album of the Year nomination. Is that a good sign for him? Maybe like you don't win Album of the Year,
It means you're not going to win Album of the Year.
but we'll give you Best New Artist.
Give you Best New Artist. That's
Normally, I would say
probably-
yes. When we get to Best New Artist, I think he's got some strong competition.
Huh.
But Leon Thomas
Okay.
is, I think a lot of people view him as maybe like the future of R&B.
Yeah.
In a sense, he's kind of got in that sort of John Legend vibe. Like, here's a very talented
Mm-hmm.
guy who's been around for a while, but like really just now breaking through. And they always say, it's an honor just to be nominated. I think this is a case of that where he's not going
For
to
Album
win.
of the Year, right. He knows.
For Album of the Year, he's not going to win, but it's a Grammy cosign on his career. Like,
An acknowledgement, right.
yeah, you were in the same level as Kendrick and Gaga and all these other people. So a lot of expectations for his future.
Right.
I think his career. Sabrina Carpenter also nominated for Album of the Year for Man's Best Friend. She was also nominated last year for Short and Sweet. I don't think she's going to win.
It's too...
Just don't.
yeah, I mean, it's not a knock on her. It's just comparing the albums that it's up against.
Even just as a pure pop album, which there aren't a ton of those. I guess Gaga, that's also dance, but it's not as beloved as Short and Sweet was last year. Like the hits from this album, the songs people would know, like Man, Child, and Tears, have been big hits. They're good songs. They've got other nominations in the Grammys. It's not Espresso and Taste and Please,
Right.
Please, Please. Like, she had a bigger moment, I think, last year. And I don't think this will be the one she wins for. The final nominee in Album of the Year, Tyler, the Creator, also never won Album of the Year. He's nominated for Chromacopia, which is not even the only album he released this year. Maybe he hurts himself by his Don't Tap the Glass album. Also has people thinking, it's been a lot of Tyler. But you're not a fan?
No,
Oh.
it's not a fan. I could easily see Tyler. This is the zag when you expect him to zig, that they pick Tyler. I could see on Grammy night Tyler winning and everyone being like, "That's awesome, great for him," but some people going, really? Out of all those people? But I could see.
I
like,
could
the
see him winning.
Grammys-
He is very critically beloved.
Exactly, and that's why I know there are Grammy voters who would vote for him and might be like, "This is our moment to give it to him."
Did you watch the Rock Hall of Fame induction concert and
didn't
see any of
see
it?
it, no.
I only saw parts of it. I saw the Outkast
Did he perform?
induction. So Big Boy performed. Andre did not. So they did a tribute to Outkast. Doja Cat, frankly, kind of embarrassed herself. She did Miss Jackson and didn't seem to know all the words. And she just kind of did the singing parts and then just sort of smiled and jumped in like every third or fourth word. Like when you hear a song on the radio and you're singing, you realize you don't really know all the words.
Right.
It felt like
We all
that.
do that when we're sitting at home, but if you're the one on stage, you can't do that.
Performing as a tribute to this, Janelle Monáe did Hey Ya and just was incredible. But Tyler did Bombs Over Baghdad and just came out with, he matched the energy that song requires.
Oh,
I mean, he was like a whirlwind on that stage. It was amazing.
That. Was it was on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to see. I think you would enjoy that. Tyler showed he was pretty great there. But they say it could be a surprise that Tyler gets it, but I think it's Kendrick's night. Because
Yeah,
again, he has
Kendrick is
such
the
a
one that makes
respected
sense.
body of work.
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City and Damn, none of those won Album of the Year. There hasn't been as big of a stink about it as there was with Beyonce not winning. He has a different kind of fan base.
Yeah.
But I think people are like, the dude needs an Album of the Year. We don't want him to be one of those artists that years from now you look back and think, he never won Album of the Year.
Man's already won a Pulitzer.
Yeah. And he has lots of Grammys, but not the big one.
Yeah.
And I don't think, Justin Bieber and Gaga are also artists that you think might have gotten it before, but I don't think these are the albums that will be the one that does it for them.
I'm just saying, You want to put your money on the outside shot?
You're going with Tyler.
I'd go with Tyler.
All right.
All right.
But who do you think will actually?
But
win?
I agree with you. I think it is going to be Kendrick.
Yeah, I think it's his to lose.
The album, like I said, it was not just commercially successful for a couple of songs, but like just as a piece of art, he made a great freaking album.
Right, and it just happened, and he's always done that. But this time, it really
And
it connected with the public. It connected with just everybody.
culturally. There were songs that became it's got everything.
It makes the most sense. It's one of those you could look back on and be like, oh, well, that one makes sense. That's not like an embarrassment where there's clearly an album that should have gotten it instead. All right, record of the year. I always got to explain this because I always kind of forget myself, and people always
I
are like,
look it up every year.
what's the difference? The way I remember it, there's Song of the Year and Record of the Year, which sounds like the exact same thing. And it doesn't help that there are 8 nominees in each category, and 7 of the same songs are nominated in both categories. So
Seems silly.
So Song of the Year is songwriter.
Right.
That's for how well written the song is. Record of the Year is for the recording, for how well produced and performed it is. So song, songwriter, record, recording. That's how I always remember it.
And usually the performer is getting Song of the Year.
Record. Well, that Record of the Year goes to the producer and I think the performer. The Song of the Year goes to the songwriter, which if the artist wrote their own song,
Right.
but how many artists do that anymore?
Usually you see the artist go up on stage to accept Song of the Year because they've usually written they are a writer
yeah.
on it. But the Record of the Year goes to the producer, right? All right. So, and sometimes the artist is up there for that.
Well,
too,
usually I think the artist would go up no matter what, just because it is their song. But yeah, if you were the
but is there
performer of Song of the Year, but you did not write it, if it wins the Grammy, I don't think you get it.
You don't get it, but Record of the Year is your name
because you're one of the performers. So yeah.
So you are on the record.
So it's like for the production and the performance of the song. So let's go through Record of the Year. Bad Bunny nominated for DTMF, the title song from his album. Here we go, Billie Eilish. You know you couldn't not have her. So I could see this winning just because the Grammys love giving Billie Eilish Grammys. This was not even the biggest hit from the album, but this song has endured and lingered on adult contemporary radio throughout this entire year. This is Wildflower.
But I see her in the back of my mind all the time.
I mean, she should have just named that song Grammy Catnip, because that's what it is.
I see, like, I just envision Grammy voters going, "Oh,
Billy, you've done it
God."
again."
Just melting.
And I like the song. I'm not
Yes.
I'm not knocking the song, but I'm knocking the Grammys.
Yes,
Because
it's the Grammys were knocking, not Billy, to be very clear.
right. So yeah, Billy's nominated. Chappell Roan is nominated for The Subway, and I think we can rule that one out because it is it's the one song in the Record of the Year category that is not also nominated for Song of the Year.
Oh,
Like I said, there's one in
that's
each category.
interesting, right?
I think that's because it's not always that the same song wins both, but it is common that one song will be both, which makes sense. If you're the best written, best performed song of the year, you're going to get both.
Sure.
So I think if you, especially in a category like this year where you have 7 of the same nominees and one outlier in
you're
each
stand-up,
category,
right.
if you're the one that's out, you're probably not going to win.
This is where you don't want to be the one that's not like all the other things.
Right. So yeah, I mean,
Usually
Chappell,
we like to honor uniqueness here, but
well, we know how the Grammys work. And they love Chappell. They gave her Best New Artist last year. I think this is sort of a, like we said, giving Leon Thomas the Album of the Year nomination is sort of a vote of confidence.
right.
This is, hey, Chappell, you're not going to win, but we're still going to nominate you because we still think
we're still watching you. We still like you. We still
Yeah.
think you're talented. This just isn't it. But
although they might be waiting, because she said recently in an interview, she's like, there's not an album coming. She's like, her songs, The Giver and The Subway, she's like, those are one-offs. I don't have anything else ready to go. I'm not even close to an album, so don't hold your breath. So it's rare for an artist to just say that up
Right.
front, like, yeah, I got nothing. Just when it's done, I'll send it to you, but don't wait for it.
unless they're named Rihanna.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Anyway, not to bring
Anyway.
up old shit.
Oh, that hurts. Doechii, speaking of people who had a moment at the Grammys this past year, she was up for Best New Artist, and I think people see a lot for her future. Her song Anxiety got a Record of the Year nomination. Luther, Kendrick and SZA, Lady Gaga, Abracadabra, which is one of a more hardcore dance song for her, and usually those songs don't get this kind of nomination, so I was surprised to see that one get it. Rosé and Bruno Mars, APT, you know, that tap, that song is so catchy. That got nominated, and they do love Bruno Mars. And Sabrina Carpenter got nominated for Man-Child. I think it's either going to be Wildflower, or I think I could see Kendrick and SZA I could see him getting album, song, and record, which would be 2 years in a row that he got song and record. Because, like I said, Not Like Us won it last year. And
Yeah.
Luther checks all the boxes. Huge hit. It's two artists that they love. It's a song that critics like. It's got the pedigree with Luther Vandross. They're going to give it to that.
Maybe.
Unless they just go, Billy.
They might go Billy. They might also go. I got to see the other two categories, but here's what they like Bruno,
They do.
and I'm sure the Grammys want to have a K-pop artist on stage and maybe even acknowledge a K-pop artist.
Well,
I mean, they're gonna. I'm sure they're
I
gonna
think that's
perform
gonna happen,
also. They're
but-
also gonna perform.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure they'll do that song. Well, let's get into Song of the Year.
Okay.
Because I'll get into what you're talking
All
about.
right.
So again, it's all the same nominees: Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, Doechii, Kendrick, Lady Gaga, Rosé and Bruno Mars, Sabrina Carpenter. But like I said, there's one
Plus-
outlier in each. Chapel Roan was the outlier for Record of the Year. For Song of the Year, Huntrix and Golden from K-pop Demon
Knew it
Hunters.
was gonna. Yep.
Which honestly, I'm surprised that this isn't song and not record, because the production of that
It's more
song
about
and
the
the
production,
performance, that
right.
vocal performance, is what is incredible. The lyrics are fine, but we're going up,
Right.
up, up. It seems like I would have flipped it. And Chapel's song
Is more
really well written as a
written,
story.
yeah.
It seems like they're kind of backwards to me, but I think
Maybe the voters screwed it up like we do.
maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe I've gotten it backwards now. I
Yeah.
thought I had it. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think Golden's going to win.
No.
I think that's like when the Oscars nominate a big box office hit for Best Picture, knowing it's not going to win, just to try and get people to watch.
Right.
I mean, even though all the songs
is
this
to
year
get
were
the-
big hits, like
right.
this is one year where they went with some very mainstream stuff. Yeah, I don't think Huntrix is going to win. I think they could split it. They could give like Billy one and Kendrick and SZA the other, but I think whoever gets one is going to get both. And I think Kendrick's going to take the top three.
Could be his night. They do always like to have one person who it's their night, and if he's the guy.
Yeah.
So
And it kind of was his night last year too, but this has all been one big long year and a half of
Yes.
just Kendrick victory laps. So I think that's going to be his night. All right, best new artist. This was like we said last year. This was a pretty stacked category. You had Chapel Roan won, Doechii was nominated, Benson Boone, Teddy Swims, a lot of big artists.
Yeah.
This year, a lot of big names this year. Addison Rae, who started as an influencer and has become a legit.
And is now a legit artist.
Yeah, her song
Grammy
Diet Pepsi
nominee.
was a big hit this year. This is one that, well, we're going to get into some snubs later, but this surprised people. Alex Warren, also former TikTok influencer, I mean, still is, but is now a legit pop star. His song Ordinary, #1 for 10 weeks this year, was a
Yeah.
huge hit. Everybody thought that was locked for Song and Record of the Year nominations. It got neither.
That's interesting. It didn't get
It seemed like just such an obvious song that the Grammy would nominate, but
something they don't respect about it.
something, which makes me think he's not going to win. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it's the influencer thing they hold against him.
Could be, but
there
but
might be some
as-
stodgy people in the Academy who just
Could
think,
be.
oh, he's one of those internet people.
On the other hand, they're at two influencers in this category.
And I don't
so
think
they're-
either of them are going to win.
No, but this is we want your audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were both
that's-
talked about enough this year that it's kind of hard to deny them. Cat's Eye is nominated. K-pop adjacent group. They're,
Correct. Put together in the K-pop system, but not necessarily.
and they're not all the members are Korean,
Korean,
or
right.
yeah, they're kind of like the Pussycat Dolls, but all of them sing.
Correct.
Leon Thomas is nominated for
What are you saying about the Pussycat Dolls, Eric?
that. It was Nicole Scherzinger and those other girls. Like that's. I think she did all the backup.
She did the
vocals, too.
backup
I think she
vocals,
was
just
all the
stacked her
vocals.
voice.
They
Yeah.
were basically backup dancers. I mean, no shade on that.
An excellent one. Backup dance.
Excellent backup dancers. Love those videos because of the backup dancing. Leon Thomas is nominated for Best New Artist, as we said. And like I think getting an Album of the Year nomination could kind of point in his direction.
Yeah.
And it also helps that he just released an EP called Folks, spelled Pholks. I love it. I think if you haven't listened to it, there's a song called, I think it's called Be My Muse.
Hmm.
And it's got lots of shades of 70s Stevie Wonder.
I think I heard that this weekend. Somebody was playing it at the house where I. Huh.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, I heard like, oh, Charles would like this. Because it's got a definite 70s Stevie vibe. Not exactly. It's not like an imitation. Just,
Right.
and that's about the biggest compliment I could give Leon Thomas, I think. But
I think he would. He would
yeah,
love
and I
that,
think
yeah.
that's the expectation people have for his career, which is a lot. But he would be a good choice for Best New Artist.
All right.
Because he's also one of those artists that even if he doesn't go on to be a huge pop star, have a bunch of big hits like Mutt, he will just be an interesting artist. that people will want to
Yeah.
follow his career for a long time. 'Cause it seems like he's very serious about the music and doing new things. So he seems like an obvious one to me. Lola Young, who broke through this year with her song Messy, is nominated for Best New Artist. I like her a lot. Her current album, I've listened to it a bajillion times. I love it, but I don't think she's going to win. The Marias, people love them. I don't think they're going to win. My boy Somber, that I like, saw him in concert a couple weeks ago. He is up. He could win. He could be the spoiler here. I
What
don't
was
think
the
he's going
controversy?
to.
I saw something about a controversy about his SNL performance.
Was there? I watched
Somebody
it.
was
He,
unhappy.
he
with
climbed up on a stage ladder on the side, like the scaffolding, but I didn't see any controversy
Could have
about
been clickbait.
it. So I think
fall
Leon
for it.
Thomas has it, but I think his stiffest competition is British soul singer Olivia Dean. You know her?
Yes.
She has really broken through. This song is in the top 5 right now. This is a huge hit. It's blowing up for her. It's called Man I Need.
Talk to me, be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need.
She's very talented. She's
Talented. I like-
pop and
I
R&B.
like the production. It's
She's
very
pretty.
lush,
Doesn't hurt.
sorta, and she's very
Doesn't
pretty.
hurt.
Yeah.
She's the kind of artist that the Grammys usually love to give a Grammy to, and she has been released a couple albums in the UK, had some success there. She's starting to really hit in America. Actually, she got started in the UK opening for Sam Fender, who you turned me on to years ago. His song "Hypersonic Missiles," remember that?
Yes.
So she opened for him. She's paid her dues. She's been touring. She writes her songs. So I think the Grammys would be like, oh, she's got a career. So I think it's between her and Leon. Those are my
Yeah.
my guts there.
They're the leaders in the clubhouse at this point. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I could go either way there. But
They can't go wrong either way.
No.
I mean, they could go wrong with some of the others.
who
Just saying.
who'd be the wrong choice
Listen,
there?
don't try to put me on the spot, Eric. Let's just move on. Congratulations to all the nominees.
Yeah. Congratulations to all of them. Let's get real quick. The snubs. That's always a big thing every year. Is like who didn't get in? Because sometimes you don't even realize it. You're like, oh yeah. One, people get upset about everything. Morgan Wallen got 0 nominations, not even in the country categories. One, he's not a Grammy kind of artist. Two, the big thing is he didn't submit any of his music. His album was huge this year. I'm the Problem, but he like Drake in The Weeknd is not interested, does not submit, wants no part of it.
That's cool. I
So-
respect that.
No nominations for him. Lord's album Virgin, people thought that might be a Grammy favorite because the Grammys do love Lord. She got nothing. Elton John and Brandy Carlisle's Who Believes in Angels album, that just seemed tailor-made for an Album of the Year nomination. Nope, got overlooked.
Wow.
And like I said, yeah, and Alex Warren's Ordinary, which I'm surprised that
That feels like a concerted effort on the Academy to say, we got to bring in some fresh blood. Because you're right, like Brandy and Elton,
oh yeah,
you think that's right in their
They're-
wheelhouse.
they've aged
it
out.
normally is, but I think that's them saying, we got to bring in some fresh
right,
blood.
right. Let's go back to the oldest blood. These are the surprise nominations. Let's get some older artists here. The Cure. The Cure got their 3rd and 4th Grammy nominations ever this year.
For
In the alternative category, they released a new album this year that actually was really well received by critics and their fans. So they got an album and a song nomination in the alternative categories. What surprised me is that, one, it's only their 3rd and 4th nominations total. Their last one was 25 years ago, and the first one wasn't until 1993, which all the Cure's
that they
80s
were-
work was completely overlooked by the Grammys.
Of course, the Academy was late to the show. That's,
And then they finally caught up. By the time they did, the Cure started slowing down and not releasing albums as often. So 3rd and 4th nominations for them this year. An act that has been even longer without a nomination. It's their first nomination in 40 years, only their 2nd total. Devo. Devo. I mean, if you don't know the name Devo, you probably do, but if you don't, you know this song, their 1980 classic, This Is Whip It.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it before the cream sets out too long. You must whip it.
Yeah, Devo last got nominated for a Grammy in 1985 for a video, a visual media, and that is actually what they're nominated for this time. They are nominated for Best Music Film, which is for concert or performance films or documentaries. There's a Devo documentary out. Actually, I just watched it last night. It's really fascinating.
just about the.
It's just the
band,
members of the
history
band
of
and
the band.
talking about it. I didn't realize that. So Mark Mothersbaugh and Jerry Casale, the two main guys, met at Kent State University in Ohio, famously where the National Guard came in and shot and killed 4 student protesters. They were there that day and were friends with 2 of the protesters. And they were like, that was the catalyst for us to realize we can't just do art for fun. We have to focus. And so Devo's whole performance art thing because Devo was short for de-evolution, and they were always weird. that was their thing,
very
was being
weird,
weird. But they get into why they were weird and what their philosophies were, and it's fascinating to watch.
Wow, that is a whole other.
I hope it
chapter.
wins.
I did not know.
Because the artist does also get nominated, but I think they also produced it. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, they tell a lot of great stories, and
What's the documentary on?
It's on Netflix, and they talk about
Check that out.
younger audiences. If you don't know Whip It, what you would probably know them for is their song "Uncontrollable Urge," which is the chorus of them going yeah 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 yeah. Was the theme song to Ridiculousness on MTV, which just got canceled. But Devo's made so much money off of that song.
Ridiculousness, right? Playing because
MTV
all
played
the time.
Ridiculousness on a loop for a decade now.
exactly.
And they get money every time. So good for Devo. Good for your second Grammy nomination. Real quick,
Wow.
quick, one of my favorite
Devo
stories
and
is
the
that
Cure.
Mark Mothersbaugh tells a story that the first time they went to New York, when they were in New York, they were playing Max's Kansas City, which was part of CBGB's, and that whole, CBGB's is the club that launched
The legend, yeah.
Blondie and the Ramones and the Talking Heads, and Devo was one of those early bands to get in there in the 70s. And he's like, we drove in our van, we're sleeping in the van, we play it, and it's a tiny little venue. And he's like, I'm doing Uncontrollable Urge, and I'm doing the yeah, 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 yeah part. And he goes, and you're like 2 feet from the crowd. Right in the front of the crowd was John Lennon. And he goes, and John Lennon leans his face into mine and did the yeah, 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 yeahs with me, and then just left. And he goes, that's the first time I ever met a celebrity. Like, it was John Lennon singing your song to you
that
in a legendary
is
venue.
You just give it up. If that's
Yeah.
your first celebrity run-in, you're like, oh, I'm good.
And then they met David Bowie, who introduced them to their producer. So
Well, then
they started off with a bang.
Yeah.
So good for Devo. Let's get to this last thing. This is what I'm most excited about. And if you didn't see this one, this is going to blow your mind, Charles. You are going to love this.
It's gonna blow my mind more than the Cure.
Oh,
getting one?
absolutely. I would say there is nothing no Grammy nomination that could blow your mind more than this. So there is a category. Did you know this? It's best audiobook, narration, and storytelling recording. So basically a book on tape.
Okay.
If you're the narrator, if you read it, you can get a Grammy nomination
Right.
for that. This category is oddly stacked this year. Some of the people nominated: Trevor Noah, who narrated his latest book; the Dalai Lama; Ketanji Brown Jackson, Supreme Court Justice, as a Grammy nominee now. But are you ready for this? Brace yourself.
I'm not. I can't.
There's a book called "You Know It's True: The Real Story of
No,
Milli
no, no,
Vanilli,"
no, no,
read
no,
by Fabrice
no,
Morvan.
No.
The surviving member of Milli
You know
Vanilli.
it's true. The song started in my head, and I was like, no, they didn't.
I know.
Okay.
I'll let you all in on a standing rule here on this show. I will take any opportunity ever to play Milli Vanilli. So let's switch it up. Here's a little bit of Blame It on the Rain.
Blame it on the rain that was falling. Blame it on the stars.
That shine at night.
So
Anyway,
Fab
wow.
Morvan, who was half of Milli Vanilli, sadly Rob
Who you-
Pilatus, his bandmate, died in 1998.
By the way, Fab, who you did not just hear singing, but anyway.
You did not hear Fab, but you can hear him narrating his book, and he has gotten a Grammy nomination because infamously, Milli Vanilli won the 1989 Best New Artist Grammy, and then after it was revealed they didn't sing, they were the only people in history to have to return their Grammy. And officially in the books now, there is no recipient for 1989. They revoked it from Milli Vanilli. So 36 years, because I always thought they got done dirty. They were young. They signed a contract. I understand the
yes.
Grammys problem, but I think Rob and Fab took a lot of hate that was very undeserved.
That
So
should have
for
gone,
him-
it should have gone to the producer
Who was
set up
fine.
the whole thing, right?
So for Fab to come back and get a Grammy nomination in 2025, I am so happy for him. I think that is
Again,
so cool.
this is one of those. It's just to be nominated.
This has got to mean so much to him.
On the one hand,
And also, if you lose to Trevor Noah or the Dalai Lama or a Supreme Court. Like, that's who has to beat you.
But if you're the Dalai Lama and you lose to Fab, you're like,
Maybe the Dalai Lama's a
the
Milli
Dalai
Vanilli
Lama's like,
fan. You don't
come
know.
on, bro.
He's like, don't forget my number. The funniest thing would be is if Fab wins, and then next year we find out actually somebody else read the book.
See, exactly.
If he Milli Vanilli
Dare
them
they-
twice,
Dare they do it
That-
again?
that would be the most epic thing in music history.
Well, they call him in and it's like, we just need you to read a couple of lines. We just want to confirm that this was actually you.
Well, they should have, because they were German, which is in hindsight, we were like, why did we ever think they were singing those songs? If you listen to the audiobook, it's like, hello, I'm Fabrice Morvan. And like full like British accent. You're like, we probably should have known that wasn't him. But
Wow. That is
good for
you did
him.
Completely shocked me. So the one sad thing here is that category is almost never
no.
on the broadcast.
That will not be broadcast.
You guys know that, like, the vast majority of the Grammy categories you never see.
There are hundreds of categories, and like a dozen make it to air. Which,
But maybe you might want to put this one on.
if he won, you would almost think, if you're a Grammy voter and you see that, how could you not?
It's the greatest tease. Like,
It's
just
the
think
greatest
about-
comeback
think
in Grammy
think
history.
About producing a TV show, because that's what the Grammys are. It's a TV show. Don't you want the tease to say, and up next, one half of Milli Vanilli.
Well, and do you if you invite all the nominees, they always show, like when they, right before they
Yes.
announce it, they show them on the little cameras, and you have Fab Morvan, Trevor Noah, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and the Dalai Lama. And there's another
Dalai
woman
Lama.
nominated, and I've forgotten her name, and I'm very sorry to her that I'm sorry, I got distracted by the Dalai Lama and Fab Morvan. But you might just see like the Dalai Lama being like, "Oh man," and having to do the polite clap when he loses.
Okay, this is going to be our mission. When the Grammys
Oh.
come around, we're getting the nominees. We're getting the nominees on camera, on Skype. Somehow we're getting them, and maybe except the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get the Dalai Lama.
But the others, I think we can get.
Well, we should reach out to Fab
Yes, I would love to actually have a conversation. That'd be great.
for all kinds of reasons. Yeah.
Wow, didn't see that coming.
Like 36-year redemption.
All right. Well, the Grammys are definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah,
There will be new faces and maybe some very, very old ones.
we'll see.
That is going to do it for us for this week. We'll see you next week on Get to the Hook.